Hello, Brett. Have a seat.
Thank you.
Fine, and you?
Yeah, you're right, yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, it's, what a Christmas, eh?
It is.
Yeah?
Do you like it in Sweden? You seem to be coming back all the time.
I love Sweden, yeah. It's a great country. It's like, it's always been it was always one of the first European countries to get into Suede, get into the band, and fans are always great, you know.
So you have a strong following here, and
yeah. I mean, I think that like the whole of Scandinavia is a really special place musically. I think because it's like I think that generally Scandinavian people take the music really seriously, but really enjoy it at the same time. You know,
it's a tradition. We've always had a strong connection with the British pop scene.
Yeah, but you know, I think there's a tendency in lots of other parts in places like Britain, especially where you tend to have these divisions where you know pop is looked down on by lots of people, and I think in Scandinavia, you know, treat it as an art form, which it is.
Do you feel looked down on, or have you felt looked down on?
Well, I mean, the British media, the whole British media is very vitriolic sometimes and kind of quite vicious, but you kind of like you just have to learn to live with that and get through it.
Do you feel confident as a band now?
Yeah. I think so. I mean, it's kind of like we've been together for a long time. We started kind of over 10 years ago now, so... But, I mean, lots of that time was spent playing to 2 people and a dog in a pub, you know, and things like that. We spent a lot of time playing to people and no one was listening, you know, it's like...
Are you well updated on the Swedish music scene? Any bands you like particularly?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of those bands, like I think the Cardigans are a really great band. We're always playing with them. We're always bumping into them. We've done loads of festivals. They're very nice people, and I think they write some really excellent pop music. I think they've got that ability to actually kind of like construct a really you know, coherent pop song, and like the way they arrange it, I think is really economical and excellent as well. And there's the Wannadies as well. I think they've got some good tunes.
So Anderson is a very Swedish name. It's one of the most common Swedish names, actually.
Yeah.
Any Swedish relations? No?
I don't know actually. None
that you know of.
None that I know of. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think it's actually a Scottish. It's a Scottish version of it. But I think what happened hundreds and thousands of years ago was that
it goes back to the Vikings.
You lot came and raped my great-great-grandmother, and you know, they had to bury her in a Y-shaped coffin.
Do you feel it's nice to return back to Britain after a heavy tour to write new songs?
Yeah, I mean, touring's great, but it can really sort of do your head in sometimes, and I'm really excited about making the next record. It's kind of like, it's the thing that's really obsessing me, and it's going to be a very exciting record. I'm going to try and capture some of the sort of like the live vibe we've been getting hold of in the European tour and stuff like that, and try and just make a record that's just full of energy.
Where do you go to settle down and write new songs? Where do you find peace and inspiration?
I find a lot of inspiration in London, because just sort of I have this sort of habit of writing, of kind of like wandering out onto the streets and taking a dictaphone with me, like, and a piece of paper and stuff like that, and just writing things down that I come across and getting inspired by just you know, everyday life, I think, really. But I kind of have a notion to write some of this album kind of like buried away in the countryside. Try it a different way.
It seems to me you had a nice time in the studio when you made the head music. There are lots of interesting sounds and rhythms. And do you feel the urge to explore new grounds still? Definitely,
yeah. I mean, we're kind of like, we're always really learning as a band. I think we're kind of quite open-minded as well. We're always checking out new bands and you know, and wanting to really... I mean, one of the beautiful things about doing what we do is that if you kind of like have the right attitude to it, you can be like a kid again, you know, and that's great. I kind of like sometimes feel really grateful that I've probably got sort of mental age of about 12.
Is that true?
Which is great, you know, because it's like I feel kind of quite young and optimistic about the world.
Still feel very curious.
Yeah.
About things.
Lots of people would probably say stupid, but you know.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
No, I didn't say you would.
No. Do you like to celebrate a traditional British Christmas?
Yeah, I kind of have this a tradition. I go down and visit my dad. He lives sort of outside London, and I go and spend a couple of days with him, and that's always kind of quite entertaining because he's a bit of a character. My dad is like, he's a bit of a kind of like just a very extreme person.
So what do you do? Pull crackers and things?
Yeah, we pull crackers and we argue about music most of the time, and we sit there around a dinner table with silly hats on and things like that. We do what most families do, you know. And then I normally go on holiday for a bit, get out of it, and go lie in the sun for a bit.
That sounds very nice.
It is nice, yeah. I mean, I kind of like. I'm a big fan of the sun. I think it's kind of like pride.
So good luck to you in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, Brett Anderson.